Right, good evening and welcome to this special edition of Undaunted. Tonight is a very special edition where we'll be joining the interim government for a joint extended intergovernmental meeting for the government of the Southern Cameroons and Amazonia. It's an exciting one. And before we got into the Undaunted newsroom, we just want to give you a brief stop and a brief talk on all of the happenings.
Well, we had the president already make a speech that is always resounding. He certainly stated the point of Amazonia and said that anyone who is supporting Amazonians should rally around the restoration of Amazonia being a legally and historical sovereign nation. Also, the president made a valid point when he said there is a government of French Cameroon and also a government of the Southern Cameroons. I guess he had to hit that point because a lot of people start to forget this particular fact. And he nailed that amongst many other points that he stated.
All right, and also before the president's speech, we had Barrister Tim Bix here trying to give over the bill to be amended. The bill President Sako proposes to the Constituent Assembly, a change from interim government to a government fully restored. Right? According to the bill, President Sisiko and the team didn't complete the job in 2017. And that particular bill amendment proposition, read by Barrister Tim Bissier, linked into the president's studio where he gave a speech, and that's what Stesmat was also trying to give us. A lot of information from there as well
Yeah.
was where the president was trying to emphasize the fact that drafting is not enough. You
Absolutely.
just have to give so much that it becomes a sacrifice. I know
Yeah.
what they say about giving that turns into a sacrifice. It means that it means so much to you. So I think he's also trying to say you do not have to wait till only draft time to give. Just
And
have to make it
support
a
the struggle.
sacrificial. Should we use the word offering? Just have to ensure
That's it.
you give all the time. The president also
Uh,
made mention of the fact that he needs to appreciate all the interim government, all the governments, depending on if this bill will be agreed and amended into
sure.
law, yeah, would appreciate some people who have invested
Actually.
all this while into their success of this particular government. And, he was proposing for 30th of
Yes.
December.
Speaking of which, let's highlight this very two important events which the president highlighted. Of course, the last town hall for the year will be upcoming on Thursday. So just to keep you abreast, and also this very particular one we had O'Neill Pala talk about just now, the president mentioned the 30th of this particular month. An award, a national day of award on the 30th of December, a day to honor individuals who have proven themselves in terms of their sacrifice towards the collective goal of Amazonia on the 30th of December. We'll be looking forward to that one. And do not forget the first I mentioned, which is the town hall coming up just on Thursday.
All right, so everyone is invited into that town hall meeting. All right, just so you know, right about now we have information that there are about 109 persons, representatives, so to speak, in that particular Zoom meeting. And we switched over to give you these highlights because we know that you would be very interested to to know what's happening. And all of the representatives includes all members of cabinet or representatives of the interim house of representatives, all members of the judiciary commission, all members of the ethics commission, all members of the Presidential Advisory Commission, all directors at the presidency, all county executive members, all local government area members, representatives of the ARFs at the Home Front Command, representatives of the ARFs, and also the Amazonian civil societies, Home Front and in diaspora representatives members of the Amazonian media. We have mainstream and social media as well.
Oh, moving on, we have this particular concern here. Meanwhile, ongoing right now is the question and answer segment with these intergovernmental officials who are talking about a proposed bill pending approval by the interim House of Representatives.
All right, so this bill was read by Barrister Tim Basia. Now remember, it's not yet a law until it's been approved.
Of
So it's
course.
just a bill and it has to be dealt on, meaning
Mhm.
that the lawyers, the members of the representatives, and all of the stakeholders that we've all called out here tonight would have to deliberate on it before it can be agreed upon, even amended before it turns into a law. So let's take a look at it briefly before we hand over. It says bill to amend some provisions of the interim constitution of the Federal Republic of Ambazonia preamble, considering that on the 22nd of September 2017, thousands of people throughout the territory turned out and demanded the restoration of the statehood, government, and other institutions of the former UK administered Trust Territory of Southern Cameroons. Considering that on the October 2017, that is on the 1st, President Sisiko Ayuk Tabe formally announced the restoration of the state of Southern Cameroons and all her institutions, considering that the former UN administered Southern Cameroons was a semi autonomous state, that is between 1954 to 1961, with functional state institutions, namely a working constitution known as the Orders in Council. Two, a bicameral legislature represented by a House of Assembly and a House of Chiefs, considering further that the UN General Assembly Resolution 1608 of the 21st of April 1961 in paragraph 5 requested that the government of the Southern Cameroons, along with the government of UK, negotiate the final terms of the projected union between the two countries.
Oh, well, by virtue of the foregoing, the present interim constitution is hereby amended as follows. One, the current interim constitution shall henceforth be called or referred to as the Ambazonia Orders in Council for the Government in Exile. Two, the current interim government, thus going forward, it shall be simply called the Government in Exile of the Federal Republic of Ambazonia. To think I was so used to that already. Well, appellations such as Government of Ambazonia or Government of the former British Southern Cameroons shall mean one and the same thing. And three, the current interim House of Representatives, that's the IHR, shall be renamed House of Assembly. Fourth, the House of Chiefs shall be added as the second chambers of the legislature. Its functioning shall be determined by a separate text.
Right, so that's one of the major issues that will be handled tonight. But then would have handed over the mic or basically gotten back into the Zoom meeting to get more information. But we would not be doing an undaunted without a report this evening. Right, so let's give you one breaking news report this evening from Bowie County. You know, Bowie County is always ready to ensure that the land is safe for the people. So, the Bowie warriors of the ARFs, under the command of Major General Chokandu, mounted a fierce morning attack on La Republic du Cameroon terrorists that had sneaked into Choi overnight to rape, kill our citizens, civilians. After stolen and killed livestock, the various confronted them in a serious shootout that lasted for several hours. Five large Cameroon terrorist elements confirmed dead, whose corpses are at PMI Turbine waiting for body bags, while many others who sustained life threatening gunshot wounds are currently at BBH battling between life and death.
While the bully warriors of the Amazonian Restoration Forces continue to advise and encourage those La Republic terrorist elements sent into Bui and Amazonia in general to hand over their weapons to the nearest Amazonian Restoration Forces base and be given a safe passage to a safe neighboring country. The Bui warriors are equally pleading with all Amazonians, her friends and well wishers, lovers of the sublime ideal of justice, freedom, peace, liberty, and independence to continue to support them so that they can continue to fight these terrorists until they leave Amazonian territory.
All right, so it's still the joint extended intergovernmental meeting for the government of the Southern Cameroons and Ambazonia today, the 2nd of December 2023. So we just head back into the Zoom meeting to get more information, and we might just come back to dish out the latest when all has been concluded.